Hello, everyone. This is Mayuri567. We're back with an episode of Flower Summer. I just want to do a bit of cleanup before we begin this episode. I know last episode I talked over the ending cutscene. I know because, that whole thing where they show the card-like thing in text. Yeah, I know I kind of ran into Erica during that, and it might not come out well. That section's just so hard to time, so if it came out okay, it's fine. If not, I'm not worried about fixing it. That's my error, but honestly, those sections do not have me happy anyway. The auto-scrolling text in this game does kind of get to me. Also, Project 60 is actually up on Patreon. It's in the middle of its 1 week check to see if anything's going to claim or take it down or do damage to it. And if all goes well, it'll be released next week. But if you do join, you get to watch it a week early. This will be the only project I do this with because this takes so much to set up. And there's a good chance of a problem happening. So it is getting reviewed by the people who do review my stuff. And that's being finally checked. I have the next episode being worked on and getting out of the shop on time. So everything's going smoothly. Everything's good. Just if you want to catch an episode early without needing a time machine, it's right up there. So other than announcing that Project 60 is on Patreon, will be coming out this Sunday, bearing anything taking it down. And the fact that I didn't do a full edit on something that I should have because, as much as I hate it. We're just going to go on. Several days had now passed since the case of disappearing bunnies was resolved. Our daily life has returned to normal. It's still an unfamiliar kind of normal to me, but I never saw myself seriously attending class. Normal is now Takasaki assisting with my care. Everything besides bathing, at least, and dragging me along to classes. And my classmates at first surprised to see me there have come to accept my attendance in class as normal, too. Macbeth's Three Witches. The three witches narrate the opening of Shakespeare's play Macbeth. But then suddenly vanished like bubbles as though they were never there in the first place. The existence of the baby rabbits, too, had been forgotten in just the same way. It's probably for the best anyway. To be prisoner to something like that indefinitely would drive a person mad. Right, Shahanes. How are you doing? My reverie is suddenly interrupted. I still can't run a marathon, but I'm doing alright. I answer her. Oh. Yeah. Have you realized what class we're in? Hey, I'm just kidding around. Don't take things so seriously. The president forces a dry smile. She's clad in her leotard. Well, my equally flippant conversation partner, I've gotten to the habit of speaking like this all the time recently. I should be careful. Hey, so I have a question for you. What is it? My Amate partner is taking a pair of scissors to her brand new point shoes. Has the heat driven her crazy?
違うわ。あれは滑り止めのためにやっているの。新品のつま先は滑りやすいのよ。
Not at all. It's to keep them from slipping. With new shoes, the tips are often too slippy.
へえ、よかった。自分のアミティがおかしくなったんじゃないってわかったよ。
Oh, well, it's good to know that my Ante partner isn't gone completely mad.
やだわ。
Erica-san. She touches my shoulder as she laughs. I see my eldest sister do the same thing back at home, so I knew there had to be some reason for it. As a topic of conversation, it seems to have helped dispel the awkward mood. We continue chatting until someone butts in to point out that the teacher's late.
みんな着替え終わってから結構経つのに。
Everyone finished changing ages ago. It's Ichigo Sasaki. She memes at us seeking our agreement.
かもな。
I guess.
そうね。何かご用があって手間取っているのかしら。
Right, perhaps she got caught up in something.
スオちゃんも見かけないですから、スオちゃん絡みですかね。
I don't see Suo-chan either, so maybe they're together. Now that Sasaki's sister has sneaked up on us, she grips the handle of my wheelchair as she speaks. The president's furrowed brow is easy enough to read.
単に鼻摘みとかだろ。レオタードを着替えてから催したらめんどくさそうだもんな、それ。
She's probably just, powdering her nose. Seems like it'd be a pain to leave it until after your nose leotards.
やだ、八重垣さんたら。
Oh, Yagaki-san! Her face flushes, Ringo nods knowingly, but then suddenly stops and stares at a fixed point in the distance like a cat before a mouse.
よろしかったらバレエのレッスンをご一緒に。
If you like, I was thinking we could practice to get...
結構よ。私は一人でやりたいの。
No thanks, I prefer to practice on my own. She's staring at the Takasaki, the later having just turned down a classmate's invitation to practice together rather bluntly.
なんというか、クールですよね。
She's so cool.
スオちゃんとは別の意味でのクールさだね。でも変わらないよね、高崎ちゃん。
But in a different sense to Suo-chan, Takasaki-chan really hasn't changed though, has she? Although people's attitudes towards her have become more favorable since the case of the disappearing bunnies was resolved, Takasaki hasn't exactly taken advantage of it.
私とは別種の人嫌いだよな。
She's a different breed of misanthrope to me. Life seems to hang heavy on her. I can understand disliking people for good reason, like I do, but in a woman's world like this, it's a real problem when someone just has a bad attitude. That much is clear as day. The president seems to be of the same opinion as me. He appears a little worried by it, even troubled. I turn to her and say... I'm thinking. I'm really thinking. Attitude's really more of our problem, but that's about as far as maybe she could bring everybody together.
なあ、そんな顔をするなら一緒にどうって誘ってみたらどうだ？
Hey, if you're gonna make that face, why not ask her to practice with you? Huh?
技量が低いやつとは一緒に踊らないとか思っているなら、同程度の委員長なら一緒にやるんじゃねえの？
You're about the same standard. So if it said she doesn't want to dance with someone less competent than her, maybe she'll dance with you.
そういう理由なのかしら？
You really think that's it? I see the tugged at the heartstrings of our good-natured class president. However...
冗談だよ。きっとただの人嫌いさ。
Just kidding. I think she just hates people. Huh?
技量で付き合いを求めてるなら、もっと早く委員長にお声がかかるだろ。
Sorry. Long day. If she really wanted to practice someone on her level, don't you think she'd have asked you by now?
もう八重垣さん
Jeez, Yagaki-san! Let me just have a sip of coffee to wake myself back up. Heavily cocoaed and caffeinated. Whoa! She leans over me, puffing out her cheeks. The white of her leotard fills my vision, and I get a good view of the swell of her breasts.
こいつ春より膨らんだんじゃないか
I'm sure they're bigger than they were in spring. Thinking of my own underdeveloped figure, I get the urge to tease her a little.
あんまりくっついてると白羽に誤解されるぜ
If you get too close, Shirahane might get the wrong idea.
そうさ
Huh? What? Shirahane-san? She looks around in a fluster before realizing that I'm lying, and I laughed at her flushed face. Meanwhile, Takasaki is continuing with her stretches alone. Have you seen your classmate brave an invitation only to get shot down before their very eyes? Everyone's sending nervous glances her way. It's like she's a hot coal they're afraid to touch for fear of getting burned.
このままだと孤立するよなこいつ
If she keeps this up, she's gonna end up completely isolated. And when she ends up alone, it'll be in a very different sense of Shirahane, I think to myself. Misanthropes don't seem to have other people like them. It would be presumptuous to expect others to like you when you're not offering the same. But in her case...
まあなるようになるか
well, what will be, will be. I'm trying not to sing Que Sera Sera. It would not go well. I'm holding it in, folks.
何がなるの
Huh? What? Will be what? Pitching to noisy Saki's side, I gaze at my reflection in the mirror. When I let slip a grumble about being hungry, she asked me if I skipped lunch.
昼はアクアパッツァを食べたんですけどね
I had aquapazza for lunch. And that's all, since my amate partner didn't bring me any bread or rice, I sigh. And by the way, just so we have an idea, in case anyone doesn't know what it is, it's Italian for crazy water. Or Italian poached fish. If I have it right. At least it's something. So it's not water.
そう確かにお魚料理だからご飯が欲しくなるわよね
I see. Of course you want some rice to accompany a fish dish. Oh, look. What did I just say? It was a fish dish.
ですよね
I know, right? Even as I agree.
思い切り外国人顔のバスキア教諭からご飯がないとってのは違和感だな
The stranger here, Sister Basquate, looks so non-Japanese, lamenting a lack of rice. I have so many questions about her teacher, I still have no idea where she's from. I think she once mentioned that her father was a priest.
確か神父は再退できないんじゃ
But I thought priests couldn't marry. That lady, if you can hear me when I put this up, you know better than I do about this topic. This is your call.
ねえ八重垣さんそんなにお腹が空いているのかしら
Are Are you that hungry, Miss Yagaki?
Oh,
Oh, she's misinterpreted my contemplative silence. She puts a hand to her perfectly sculpted chin and thinks for a moment.
今ならまだ。いえ、それだと規律違反になるわ。なら。
It should still be. Oh, that would be against the rules. In that case...
そこまで空いてるわけじゃないんで平気です。むしろ少し減ってた方が神の恵みってな具合で夕食に感謝できるかもですしね。
It's fine. I'm not that hungry. In fact, being a little peckish only makes me more appreciative of God's grace. I'll be even more grateful for my dinner.
そう？無理はしないでね。
Are you sure? Don't push yourself, okay? Sister Besquate Topaz's eyes narrow softly. She addresses me like she's warding off a small child. I almost find myself asking her to take me back to her room and treat me to something, but I suppress the urge. Her room filled with teddy bears. Finding back a smile, I notice how troubled Sister Besquate looks.
どうかしましたか？
Is something the matter?
そのね、八重垣さんにお願いがあるのだけど。
Well, I have a favor to ask of you.
はあ。ま、借金以外のお願いなら聞きますよ。
Huh. Well, as long as it's not a loan you're after, I'm game.
本当？本当に八重垣さんは素直でいい子だわ。あのね、高崎さんのことなの。
Really? You're such a sweet girl. What's it do with Miss Takasaki? Of course! Yes, it has to be having to deal with her in this game, right? Just a mention of her name gives me a bad feeling about this.
学院に編入して、そろそろクラスのみんなと打ち解けてもいい頃だと思うの。
Now that she's settled in here, I think it's about time she made friends with her new classmates.
他の編入生組はうまくやってますよね。
The other transfer students are getting by fine.
ええ、でも高崎さんだけ誰とも口を聞こうとしないでしょ。あ、八重垣さんは別ですけど。
Yes, but Miss Takasaki isn't making any effort to talk with her peers. Oh, except for you, of course. Although even with me, she doesn't really talk about anything that she doesn't have to.
だから八重垣さんから他のクラスメイトの方々を紹介してほしいの。
So I'd like you to help break the ice between her and your classmates. Oh boy. Okay, it's 18 minutes already. I'm getting the episode here and I'll think over this one. And we'll continue this tomorrow, okay? I hope you had fun, and I'll see you on the next one. And see ya then. I believe it's... Which one are we on? This one.